the self-imposed ban as Uganda on horticultural produce, the right decision to have been taken, or you feel something else could have been taken before reaching at the ban?
Yeah, I would have appreciated myself if this ban was imposed after taking precautionary measures and after maybe trying to prevent not even the ban to take place. But where I have a issue with the ministry together with the government, for us as businessmen who have been urged by government always to diversify and to stop restricting ourselves on imports. And we have been advised to start, because we put a pressure on the dollar, and each time we import, we're taking out dollars. So we had been advised that we should do something to diversify our businesses so that we can also go into export. So some of us have taken up farming, and personally I have a very big farm of horticulture, and it has been doing very well, hot pepper. It has been doing well, but it is very unfortunate because we don't have extension workers. We only rely on the advice of the agronomists, and these agronomists are not ours. They are actually employed by the traders who deal in these farm products and pesticides. So what we do is sometimes we take pictures of our crop, then tell them, and they advise us, or we tell them at what stage these crops are, so that we are advised on which pesticide to use or not. And this is very unfortunate because we would have expected the extension workers, and personally I've been looking for these extension workers to come and visit my farm, because we have issues at the farm where I should be advised as a farmer. And if the ministry is just seated in office and they are keeping quiet, they are not helping the farmer to be advised rightly to what spray to use and at what time to use it and how to use it, what quantities, how to mix. Nobody is at the farm to help in these ventures. And it becomes very dangerous when you simply put a ban, and whether it is self-imposed or it is externally generated. But as long as you are not taking precautionary measures, what are you doing? Corrective measures to make sure that this thing does not recur.
Who determines the quality?
Yeah, the quality, usually what happens, for you just pick, because you have not been advised by anybody. You have been relying on the agronomist. And when you pick, you take to the exporter. The exporter usually has quality controllers, and these quality controllers start sorting out. They say this one is not acceptable, this one is damaged, this is what. And finally, what they have sorted, which is acceptable, it is weighed and you are paid. And that becomes dangerous because we've thought, even me personally, I was interested in getting these people, and I'm serious. I want to pay them to come on my farm, advise me as I am planting, right from the seedlings, then as the plant grows, and then the spacing on the farm.
The chemicals in the produce, that's the question why the ban. So if there is no somebody who comes to the field and find out which chemicals you are using and at what intervals and at what time, then will you ascertain that some of our produce don't meet the quality we require as consumers?
It's very unfortunate. When we say, please put more money in agriculture, this is exactly what we are talking about. Because where my farm is very close to Bukalasa. Bukalasa was a very good agricultural institute, and I'm supposed to just go for these consultations, and I would be getting them. But where are they? They are not there. These farm institutes which would be training the extension workers are no longer. They are just defunct. Like Arapa is no longer. Then this Bukalasa is just a shadow of itself. And this is where they should place the money. So when we are talking about modernization of agriculture, this is exactly what we should be doing, such that we know what to use at what time, when it comes to irrigation, I should be having these people to help me to lay the pipes, to get the right gauges, and to do because for me, I'm ready to finance, but I need the technical people to do it.
With all that not available, there are no extension workers, agronomists. You take picture of what you're doing, you take to him wherever he is. He's not on the farm. You are banning the produce not for export. You're not banning the produce to be consumed locally. How safe are we in Uganda then? Who consume this, what you're producing?
Because if we are just continuing also to produce, and what has been rejected for export, you have to locally consume. Again, for us, we are also vulnerable. Because why should another person, human being like me, not say this one is not safe for human consumption, and why should I take it? Because you see, we have different drugs which are supposed, which we use at the farm, which are supposed to last for 3 days, some are 24 hours, some are 1 week. But farmers will pick according to the advice of the agronomist. But you might not tell him all the details. And sometimes when you tell him about all the details, again, there are some changes which occur in between. For instance, last year, we had issues. Again, it was because of the rain. Rain was just too much. People kept on spraying for after 1 week, because that was the advice by the agronomists, that you are supposed to spray after 1 week. But because of the too much rain, we were later told that if you continue the same pattern during the too much rain season, then again the drugs will not be effective. You are supposed to spray at least twice a week. And this so happened. Again, it was a post-mortem when these pesticides were already found in the products, in the horticulture, in the produce which we give at our farms. So these are the dangers, and I think we need to do something better. Like Ministry of Trade, they have the component of Export Promotion Board. Ministry of Agriculture should also be interfacing with Ministry of Trade to make sure that we promote our industry, which is hitherto being promoted.
Everest Kayongo is the chairman of Kasita, Kampala Traders Association. More importantly, on the show, he has been explaining the self-imposed ban on the export of horticultural produce. The ministry and officials of Export Board declined the export of the produce on the premises of they contain dangerous chemicals. But then the question is, if they are banned for export but they are still selling domestically, are you safe as the consumer? Prime News continues.